contenders, John Tomac, one of the legends of mountain biking. He's an animal. And from Germany, Jürgen Benecke, fast on every type of course and every surface. Welcome, everybody, to Snow Summit in Southern California for the Chevy Trucks National Championship Series of mountain biking. Today, it's the Visa Downhill. I'm Gordy Johnson, and right now, let's go on up and look at one of the more technical sections of the course with Leah Garcia.
Thanks, Gordy. As you can see, I am at one of the most technical sections of the course. If these riders don't take that outside line coming around the corner, they will completely be off camber and not set up for the next section. Now we go to the start of the women's race, and back to you, Gordy.
We're at the top, at 8,200 feet above sea level. This 1.9-mile course, an ultimate challenge for the power riders. This action is being brought to you by Visa. NORBA prefers Visa. And by GT Bicycle. It's your world. Ride it.
Our name has been around for decades. It's synonymous with performance. Yet, we make none of the products shown here. We simply make bicycles. Very fast bicycles.
Lawrence Johnson's got foot action. He wears the Universal from Adidas. So how come you haven't heard of him yet? Because he's not a sprinter. He's a pole vaulter. Sprinters may get the glory, but deep down, they're just pole vaulters who are scared of heights. For every action, there's foot action.
Hello, sports fans. We are here with one of the many Coors Light ESPN Days winners-to-be.
You could win an exclusive ESPN Press Pass to major sporting events. Come with us behind the scenes and do things you've only dreamed of. Hey! That's my helmet!
Look for entry forms and packages of Coors Light, and then tune into SportsCenter for your chance to win.
Just try and keep out of trouble.
Here's what the renovated rooms at Motel 6 look like when you're sleeping and when you're awake. Asleep, awake, strobe light. Sorry, I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Last-minute preparations as the riders get ready to head to the start for the Visa Downhill at Snow Summit. In the start gate, plate number 4, riding for Rotec and White Brothers Suspension, it's Lisa Scher.
Lisa's going to need to come out really strong, sprint, start, and get those RPMs up really high.
That's right. You can see on that upper section there a little bit of flat rolling terrain, now setting up for the blind rock jump.
She has to pedal around this as she comes out, and you can see that she's done that beautifully.
After this flat section, there's a very gnarly follow-away section right there leading into the off-camber traverse.
And this was a technical section that we were talking about earlier. It doesn't look that bad, but you can see that there's a huge rut that they need to traverse, and that compression dip at the bottom slows down their energy.
Then a very gnarly drop-off here and into the woods, Leah.
This is toward the end of the course. Pretty soon she's going to hit a very tricky section right there, those whoop-de-doos.
Using the full range of travel on that Rotec White Brothers setup, approaching the finish line. Qualified third. Here she comes to the line.
She's going to look good. She's going to have to come to a sprint finish, make up some time.
Checking her across the line. She crosses the line with a 5:55.47. 5:55.47. In the gate, Kim Saunier riding for Volvo Cannondale. She has been competing for years, and she's always a contender.
Kim was a two-time world championship medalist in the senior downhill.
At the top of the course, out of the saddle here, looking like she's kind of waiting for the terrain a little bit, Leah.
Yeah, she looks a little apprehensive. I've seen her ride better.
Coming through the compression, you can see there she has to quickly get on the pedals and then sweep into this left-hander. It gets gnarly right here, Leah.
She lost a lot of time right there. She wasn't going up that hill nearly fast enough. She did not have the momentum.
Locking up the rear end and over the bars.
Oh, I can't believe this. That was some really bad luck for her. I don't think she had the momentum.
Yeah, she locked up the rear end, and you could see the front tire hit that first berm, and it was almost all over there. She's still going against the clock trying to grab a top spot, but that had to cost her.
It cost her a lot. You can tell that she's disappointed, even by the way she's riding right here.
Out of the saddle and hammering, trying to make up some of the time she lost. She crosses the line with a 5:54.23. She moves into the lead, but some fast riders coming up.
Yeah, we'll have to watch these next one. Michelle Bengar, who was a contender in the late 80s, early 90s. She was on our national team. She's someone to watch out for this year.
She qualified 9th in the qualifier, riding for ODI and Southridge. And Michelle Bednar, she's been riding her motocross bike a lot lately, Leah.
I heard she's been racing on the circuit, and I don't know if she's ranked nationally, but we're going to have to keep our eye on her.
Coming across the flat section there, a little bit tentative, now coming into the technical traverse.
You know, she doesn't look like she's letting it flow too much here. I wouldn't be surprised if she was using her brakes a little bit here.
Coming across there, you can see a brief uphill section, probably the slowest section on the course, and setting up for a steep drop-off.
Again through the whoop-de-doos. She handled that pretty well. I bet she's looking for a throttle, though.
That's right. I know. You notice they're not even touching the brakes. No hesitation there for Bednar. Making the sweep across the line, Michelle Bednar comes through with a 5:52.26, and she moves into the lead.
She has to be stoked after that year hiatus to come back with such a great finish.
Last year's champ, plate number 5, Elke Brutzart, riding for Schwinn Toyota. She has got that Law-Will design Schwinn bike. Excellent technology here for Elke, and she has the proven track record.
She does. She has 7 career wins to date.
Elke coming into the rock jump section. Before the race started, Leah Garcia had a chance to talk to Elke about her upcoming season.
All right, just tell me one thing. What are your aspirations for the year? Where do you want to be at the end of the year in 1998?
Oh, I'd like to be somewhere on top of the podium with one of the 3 titles. I mean, I've been saying that for 3 years now, and it's eluding me every year. So that's still my goal as of now, as of yet. I would like a national title, World Cup title, or World Cup overall. Any one of those 3.
Elke was 11th in the semifinal. Looks like she's on track right now to move up in the standings, Leah.
Yeah, she looks like she is on track right now. We'll see how she handles this compression dip. That was smooth.
Out of the saddle right now and making the sweeping arc. You can notice she moves out to the right and then drops down to the left into the woods.
But, you know, as you watch her through here, it doesn't look like she's going all that fast, but she is smooth, as we said earlier.
Good momentum there. Looks like she's coasting in that section, setting up for that technical turn, slid out a little bit, very close to the finish line.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You know, with the weather conditions, the tires that they choose have a big factor on what type of turning they're going to be able to do.
Elke's time, 4:59.90. Now back to the start for number 8, Marla Streb, riding for Yeti with that same Law-Will rear end suspension on her bike. Marla Streb is a powerhouse.
She is a powerhouse. Marla's on a new bike this year. This is a new team for her, so I'm sure that as this is the first race, she's getting used to the technology.
And in our pre-qualifying run, Marla Streb came through in the number 2 spot, so she is after a podium here today at Snow Summit.
You know, this isn't the smoothest run I've ever seen Marla make. She had a bobble up at the top without a good line. Although she's really strong, her upper body strength is weak right now.
Another thing about Marla you got to point out, she's not afraid. She's always ready to go.
Besides the fact that Marla feels no pain.
Struggling right now to get the shift and losing some time there, Leah.
Yeah, she was definitely in the wrong gear. I'm sure that cost her some valuable seconds.
Coming to the line, though, right now, the clock is ticking, and Marla Streb, a contender to move into the lead. Across the line, Marla Streb with a 5:43.38 into the lead by, let's say 7 seconds right now.
Marla has to be stoked with that finish. That is the best national finish she has ever had in her career.
That'll leave us with one rider. She was the fastest in the semifinal run by 18 seconds. Lee Donovan riding for the Mongoose with that high-tech, intense rear end.
Lee is a world champion. She knows how to win a race.
Earlier today, I had a chance to talk to Lee about her preparation coming into the 98 season. Lee, last year you were 3rd overall. Now getting ready to race the kickoff event of the season. What have you done differently this year to prepare for the downhill season?
Well, Gordy, I've really changed my training program a lot. I started working with a new trainer, a guy by the name of Aaron Rutterer. I've been working really closely with him since the beginning of October. I've done a lot of in-gym work probably about 8 or 10 hours a week. Not specifically just weights, done a lot of plyometrics, a lot of speed work, and a lot of hand and eye coordination, balance work. Also been putting in quite a few miles on the road bike, about 10 hours a week, and riding some BMX. So my training, I think I'm training a little bit more than I have in the past, but it's a lot more fun training.
Lee's using a lot of her BMX racing skills. She was a former top contender in that sport, and it's paying off here with her sprinting ability.
That's right. She's got amazing bike handling skills, both developed there and on her new motorcycle.
That line was beautiful.
Flawless through there, and the momentum she's carrying on the lower section of the course, unrivaled here today.
It's smooth. Everything that she does is effortless.
Lee Donovan riding for Mongoose. Final turn and coming to the line, smashing the competition here today. 5:23.89. You can see 19.49 seconds. Unbelievable.
You can tell she's exhausted. That took everything out of her.
She needed this win. She had a tough year last year. She is pumped up.
You were due for a win in a National Series race. What was that all about?
Last year I had the ultimate worst luck, and this year I wanted to start out turning it around, and seeding first was great, but I really wanted to win today, and winning by 19 seconds is a sweeter win than anything.
A sweet win for Lee Donovan, winning by 19 seconds, followed by Marla Streb and Elke Broussard. Top of the course, the men are getting ready to go. But next, we're going to take a look at the dual slalom.
Get out of the way. Move it. For crying out loud, Charlie, where are you?
Not going to make it. Let's air it out.
Send the chopper. Charlie has all the scores, news, and stats on his pager. We're going to do it on location.
Sports Center next with Charlie Steiner.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sports Center, brought to you by ESPN To Go. We lead off with baseball. Boston beat
Scores every 5 minutes plus new stats and the stuff Sports Center fans love. You want paging too? Okay. Call 1-800-910-ESPN.
Get ESPN To Go!
Were you awarded a legal settlement paid over time for personal injury or medical malpractice? Are you receiving annuity payments or lottery winnings paid over time? Are these payments too small to meet your current needs, such as buying a new home or business, paying your medical bills, or funding your child's education? If you answered yes, then you need to call Singer Asset right now.
Call 1-800-845-2224 now for your free information kit. Learn how Singer Asset can turn your small payments due in future years to a large cash lump sum payment now.
Morning, ESPN. 644-625-4644.
6 feet 1. All world from the University of Hawaii, the titan of the keyboard, his finest of the highlight, Larry.
Welcome back. This is the Chevy Truck National Championship Series of Mountain Biking. Now Leah Garcia is with Sherry Elliott.
Does anybody have any idea how exhausting this can be?
No, I don't think so. It looks exhausting, but you know what? It's about 100 times more exhausting than what it looks like.
Downhillers are fit athletes, and you need to understand that. This is not an easy sport. I admire what you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
This year, Team Big Bear has kind of put together a sprint slalom course. Short, but sweet. Katrina Miller for Jameis and Lee Donovan for Mongoose on course.
Lee Donovan is defending her title from last year. Let's watch what she can do.
And Katrina Miller, she is an aggressive, young, up-and-coming rider going up against the veteran.
From down under, land of Australia, Katrina has a background of road racing as well as BMX racing.
She nailed the whole shot and has led this thing top to bottom, and here she comes to the timing
Watch the lines that she's taking. She's tight around these poles like a ski racer, actually. Coming across the last jump, watch her front tire barely hit the ground.
She absorbs it, out of the saddle, checks the traffic, and takes the slalom victory. Now, Mike King for Team GT and Brian Lopes, our downhill champ. Excellent start by Lopes.
That was a BMX start if I ever saw one.
You couldn't ask for a better final. Two former national dual slalom champs duking it out head-to-head at Snow Summit. Lopes is the lead, carving a beautiful arc there, but here comes King over the jump. Lopes touches down first. King makes the move. It looks like Lopes a little bit of trouble there, now loses the rear end. King has the faster line here on the blue course to the finish, and he squeaks it out at the line. Mike King, Team GT, takes the slalom. Don't you move, because when we come back, it's the Visa Downhill from Snow Summit.
Leisure suits, go-go boots, feathered hat, fat cat, hippie chick, Patrick Turk, disco dude, Gucci shirt, shark skin slacks, gun in sags, patent leather, boa feathers, hip funky toe, juggers, brown shoe, rhythm blues, on a man's lingerie, saddle shoe.
At the Attic Vintage Clothing Store in Las Vegas, the only thing that's out of style is using American Express. So bring your Visa card. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
You heard about the High Endurance Deodorant Challenge from Old Spice? It's great at stopping odor. But what if you got to stop sweat? Well, now High Endurance makes a powerful new antiperspirant. A white solid that goes on clear. See? No white flakes. So you can stay dry without the white mesh you get from some other antiperspirants. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. So take the challenge. Because this is more than just an antiperspirant. This is the high endurance of antiperspirants.
You're right. The real way to do it is take the body out and the head's going to fall. You got to rip. You got to dig.
Floyd Mayweather takes on Tony Pep Sunday at 10 on ESPN2.
We're getting ready for the men's downhill. Right now, Leah's with Brian Lopes.
Brian, you're due for a win. Why don't you just go ahead and win the race today? What's that going to take?
I think I just gotta want it up there at the top.
Do you want it?
I want it.
You
So,
do?
yeah, I think I could pull it off. Palmer's going pretty fast, but he's a slacker sometimes. I think I'm gonna work him this weekend.
He thinks he's unbeatable on this course.
Yeah, he's won here the last 2 years in a row, and I think it's time that I make him get like 3rd or 4th.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah, that would hurt, especially for him.
That would create a huge rivalry
I know
for the
how
year.
much he hates losing, and I feel like I want to be the one that makes him mad today.
You have all the opportunity to do so. Well, we'll watch you, and if you do win, we'll all be waiting for the backflip.
Okay, sounds like the deal.
And he can do it, too.
Well, we have 70 riders to watch on the downhill course, and right now, the number 3 qualifier out of the semifinal, the New Zealander, John Kirkcaldy, riding for Foes.
As you can see, the course really is technical. There was some pedaling. He shot off the side there a little bit.
Got a little bit stuck in the mud. You can see it's warming up here at Snow Summit. It's starting to melt, and Kirkcaldy right now is trying to put the heat on the competition.
The course has changed dramatically. Remember this technical section right here? There's a different line now than there was 10 riders ago.
That's right, and we had the whole semi-pro field go between the semifinal run and the final run. And right now, Kirkcaldy, a smooth run. He looks like he's fighting the bike a little bit.
He's pushing it a little bit hard. You'll see that some riders look really smooth. He's quick, but I don't know how smooth he is in terms of time.
Kirkcaldy rounding the last section of the course and across the line with a 4:52.73. Plate number 9 in the start gate, Eric Carter for Team GT, qualified 8th, and he's on course trying to grab a spot on the podium.
This man is stylish. He's got a new hair dye, and he's looking really good.
He's not only looking good, but riding very fast. Nice transition there off the rock jump and onto the fire road.
I had a chance to talk with Eric, and he was telling me that he feels really good this year and foresees some great finishes.
Smooth there through the compression, sweeping now onto the tree section. Very technical riding through here.
Coming around this last corner, going through the whoop-de-doos, he takes a really nice line, keeps pedaling. That's very important right there to keep your momentum.
And Carter right now on pace to take the lead. Coming through, Eric Carter. Final turn for Carter, right up against the fence, using the entire course there. Carter coming through, 4:52.14, and he moves to the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, GT is very happy right now.
Next, plate number 1, last year's national champ. With John Tomac getting ready to race the Visa Downhill on the brand new Tomac 204 Magnum frame. John, tell us about the new bike.
Well, my friend Doug Bradbury and I started a bike line called Tomac, and the 204 Magnum is our new downhill race bike.
Tell us about the suspension and the setup as far as you're getting ready to race right now.
Well, the rear suspension on this bike has 8 inches of travel, and the front is the Manitou suspension with 7 inches of travel in the front. So you can hit quite a few big holes and rocks and roots and whatever's up there, and it'll suck it up pretty good.
What do you got set up as far as the brakes?
Well, the brakes are hydraulic discs made by Magura, a German company, and they're really high-performance disc brakes, and they'll slow you down when you need to.
So Tomac testing a brand new ride out here today, and it's one of the most technical bikes on tour. Tomac on course and racing the top descenders here at Summit.
Talking about suspension, watch when he comes over this first jump how much his suspension sucks up. He hardly even feels it.
Quickly out of the saddle and hammering now, John Tomac, plate number 1, into the off-camber traverse.
This was the technical section. Took that really smoothly.
Carried nice momentum there. You could see quickly rolling into the tree section. John Tomac, about 30 seconds from the finish line.
I'd heard that he hit a tree up there or came awfully close to one.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a close encounter on the upper section there. Now he's trying to make up some time. John Tomac going against it right now. And final turn for Tomac. Clock is ticking at 4:40. Tomac coming through with a 4:44.32, and he takes the lead.
Did you see him pick his wheel up there at the finish line? That was classic.
Pure power, John Tomac. Now it's Mike King for Team GT, the 93 world champ. Leah, he needs a win today.
He needs a win or he needs a great finish. Last year, he dabbled a little bit with the 4th place in Snoqualmie, but that was his best finish.
Coming to the rock jump, only guy to basically suck up or ollie that section of the course.
I think that was a better line, actually. It looks faster.
We'll see, but right now coming across into the traverse.
He's quick through here. That's really important.
Smooth, good momentum, a little bit wide there.
That's not going to set him up well for this next downhill.
He has to sweep out to the right and now drop into the trees. Here comes Mike King, Team GT. And the full carbon GT bike absorbing these very rough sections nicely.
That was beautiful.
So Mike King going at it right now. Time to beat is Tomac's 4:44.32.
This is very exciting.
Coming to the line, Mike King, Team GT. Uncorking the sprint. Across with a 4:52.25, moving into 3rd, but he's going to be pumped on that.
Nice finish. I think he will be very excited. After he starts breathing again.
Benecke's a guy who's fast on the technical courses and on the speed courses.
Another thing about him is he races his own race.
Coming through into the drop-off section, here comes Benecke.
I don't really care about beating Palmer. I just want to win. So I guess I have to beat him at that point. But I mean, my sprint's really running really well. I mean, those guys, Mert Lowell and Gravy, our mechanics, worked all night to make our bikes even better than they already are, and they're just hooking up.
Benecke coming into the off-camber fall-away section, rolling through there, Lee, with good speed and momentum.
Yeah, as he's flashing through there, I'm thinking about his mechanics working all night, and the reality is they've probably washed these downhill bikes 10 times in the last 2 days.
And they're fine-tuning them every single time, making them ready to race, and Benecke is on a very fast pace coming to the line.
It's going to all be about a sprint finish right here.
Benecke trying to grab one of those podium spots. Out of the saddle, doing everything he can. 4:45.88 for Benecke. So Jürgen moves into 3rd as we go to the top for flying Brian Lopes. Lopes out of Laguna Beach. The Mongoose with that high-tech intense rear end on course.
Brian is just about as smooth as they get on this course. And the reality is he doesn't look like he's going fast, but he's making up a lot of time with his lines.
Lopes now, we're very familiar with this section there, crosses it up a little bit, but keeps it on the ground.
Coming into this blind corner, he drug his foot a little bit there. That could cost him.
But still good momentum for Lopes. Check the line out of the compression. Beautiful.
Beautiful line. Notice the nice orange colors he's got on. Those are sporting new colors for Mongoose as well.
Mongoose supporting Lopes. Right now, Lopes depending on the bike to bring him to the line, trying to take the lead.
He carried so much speed through there, he didn't even think about pedaling.
Brian Lopes, sweeping turns, the chicane section of the course.
He's looking strong through here. He had some good lines. He's going to put a sprint to the finish.
And not many people have that amazing sprint like Lopes, lunging the bike across the line with a 4:44.03. Flying Brian into the lead.
Almost like he threw his bike right across the line.
What a move for Lopes. Don't go away, because when we come back, the #1 qualifier, the guy that's never been beat at Snow Summit.
Our name has been around for decades. It's synonymous with performance. Yet, we make none of the products shown here. We simply make bicycles. Very fast bicycles.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Well, this is what I looked like back when I was new. And this is a new room at Motel 6. When I was new, a new room at Motel 6. Cute, huh? I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you.
I got set up!
What if the devil gave a concert and someone made up bootlegs? I need my board. The music from the X Games. A dozen dirty tracks featuring the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Fat Boy Slim, 311, Descendants, Days of the New. Get the clown. Plus Pennywise, Fu Manchu, Pantera, and more. Let's take a ride. Get the music from the X Games. Available now at all Best Buy locations.
All weekend long, all kinds of racing. The race is on ESPN2. If it goes fast and looks cool, the race is on ESPN2.
The 1998 Chevy Trucks National Championship Series of Mountain Biking is brought to you by Visa. NORBA prefers Visa. And by GT Bicycles. It's your world, ride it. The final competitor down the course was the fastest competitor in the semifinal run, riding the Specialized FSR at Sean Palmer.
Everybody talks about beating Palmer. Palmer hates to lose.
And Palmer is an athlete from many sports, both motocross, snowboarding, and today, mountain biking. And he's got a tough field out there today trying to grab a podium spot.
His whole family's here watching him today. The thing about him is he does not crack under pressure.
We got word from one of our course spotters that he had some trouble on the upper section of the course and was unable to hold his racing line, Leah.
Something went horribly, terribly wrong. I don't know if he had a mechanical failure, but he was definitely slower on the top part.
Comparing to his qualifying run, he's 4 seconds slower right now, sprinting, trying to save this race. Lopes celebrating in the finish area, and Palmer almost 10 seconds back.
You know, Brian promised us something in the beginning, and we're about ready to see it right now, Brian.
Thank you. That was promised to us. Brian, you did it. We talked about this before the race started, you winning it, and now you've done it. Tell me about it.
Oh, man, I'm so happy. It feels great to beat Palmer. I mean, the guy's so fast at this course. I put a good run together. I had one pretty big screw up. I was a little scared about it. It cost me some time, probably 2 or 3 seconds, but I just kept hammering away. And my bike was working great. I mean, to tell you the truth, I didn't really feel like I was going incredibly fast. I just felt really smooth, hooked up on pretty much all my lines except for that one I told you about. Other than that, I hit all my lines good. And I heard all these people yelling for me down here. It really gave me some good encouragement. And I just put my BMX sprint to the line here.
You heard it, downhillers. Break out those BMX bikes and keep practicing as we go to the podium. The top 5 women today here at Snow Summit. Lee Donovan, followed by Marla Streb, Elke Broussard, Michelle Bednar, and Kim Saunier. The men's podium, flying Brian Lopes. Then John Tomac second, followed by Jürgen Benecke, Eric Carter, and Mike King. Leading the National Championship Series in the Visa Downhill, Brian Lopes and Lee Donovan. Travel provided by United, the airline working to make flying easier and more comfortable. You'll flip over...
There was